Hey everybody, this is Warwolf 2112 here. Um, Looking rather grizzly, uh, but I'm on here basically doing a little update. Apologizing for one to all my subscribers and people who do watch my videos. I was intending on having a whole plethora of videos out by now, but I've been preparing to move and trying to get my new place painted up, and it's kind of slowed me down a bit. We're on hold, so we can't actually move till paperwork gets finalized. But we've got everything set up, and by this time next week, I ought to be out of here and in my new house. Um, and from there, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be before I post another review. Probably a week or two. Hopefully, if all works out, I'll be able to post some next week or next weekend. Um, but I am intending on trying to finish up what I had promised to do, which is Citizens Captain Marvel is going to be coming up right after I load this, um, and a review of G1 tracks, and then I wasn't sure whether I was going to do Deadpool or Taskmaster, but I decided that since Deadpool is a real favorite of mine, um, I want to wait, put off doing Deadpool. Plus, he's a main character in the Marvel Universe, so I might end up a little stretched for time doing him. Um, so Taskmaster ended up pulling my vote there. Um, I'm not sure whether I'm going to still do the review on Animated Bumblebee, but uh, more than likely I will. I'm going to try anyway. Like I said, I've been bouncing back and forth between two homes, so um, I'm doing what I can. But that's not the only thing that has sidetracked me. And this is to all the people who have reviewed the Dark Knight movie, who are calling it the greatest comic book movie ever made. And while I can honestly say that I have yet to see it, as I've been preparing for this big move, um, I'm not going to say that I necessarily doubt what you're saying, um, because from what I've seen, it has to be one of the best Batman movie anyway, and the best big superhero movie. However, uh, my opinion and other people's opinion would probably vary because I think that the best comic book movie ever made was Sin City, and some of you are going to sit there and go, "Well, Sin City is a graphic novel." Sin City is a comic book. It's a comic book. It came in comic book form. You bought it at comic book shops. It's a comic book. And as far as it being an exact translation from celluloid or from uh, paper to celluloid, it's bar none the best comic book movie I have seen. Granted, I haven't seen Batman, but I know that they take liberties with the Batman character in the Batman universe, and it's not actually based on a actual story in Batman, but um, it's probably the best. I would warrant to say it's probably the best interpretation of a comic book movie that wasn't completely based on the source material. That being said, Sin City was completely based on the source material. Did it all faithfully. Every scene in that movie is a panel in the comic. So, um, but having said that, I'm not here to talk about Sin City and Batman. I'm here to talk about what had me distracted last week. I was intending on doing all these videos, but then a movie trailer popped up on the internet, and I can't stop watching it. Um, for for those of you who are comic fans, you know that there are essentially three stories that are you have to read. You can't call yourself a comic fan if you aren't reading these three stories or haven't read them. Uh, they're all DC stories, which is kind of odd because I'm a big, huge Marvel fan, but I've read all three of these, and I can vouch for the fact that they are the three best stories I've ever read in comics. Um, one, of course, being the Batman Year One. The second being Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, and the third being The Watchmen, Alan Moore's Watchmen. And Alan Moore has had a huge bout of success as far as his comic books becoming movies. Granted, they haven't all been big, huge blockbusters, but uh, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, V for Vendetta, From Hell, those are all Alan Moore projects. And of course, Alan Moore, he doesn't have his name slapped on any of the movies that get done as of his properties that he's created. And this is no different. But the trailer, the first teaser trailer for the movie The Watchmen, hit the internet last week, and it hit full force. And I'm I'm predicting that this is going to be, well, it's the same director who did 300, so it's going to be a fairly word for word good word for word translation from the comic to the movie. From what I've seen in the trailer, the effects and everything are mind-bogglingly awesome. Um, when the Watchtower rises out of Mars, it's just it's a great effect. Um, and I'm going to sit here and I might eat these words later, but I'm going to sit here right now and say that come March, I believe it's March 9th, 2009, there will be a new king on top of the comic book movie uh, mountain, and it will be The Watchmen. Um, if you haven't read the book, you've got to read it. It's a whole bunch of Batman esque characters, heroes with no superpowers, and one guy who's like God. I mean, he even makes Superman look like a pussy. But it's a unique take. It's set in 1985 America. Um, it's really, I mean, it really is one of the best comic books ever written. And if this teaser trailer is any indication, this movie is going to knock everything we have seen out of the water. I was originally real excited about the Wolverine Origins movie coming out next year. Right now, I could really care less because I've seen previews for The Watchmen, and it's just whoa, whoa. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see what this is going to look like because the production pictures didn't look that great. But seeing it moving, seeing the atmosphere that they've set for this movie, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be spot on. Um, it's going to be excellent. I almost promise you. Strongly recommend to anyone out there who's thinking about reading any type of comic book to go and hunt down a copy of The Watchmen, the trade paperback, read it, and take your place amongst the true fanboys of the industry. Um, but anyway, that's what really had my head all wrapped up last week. I've been super stoked about this Watchmen movie. Never thought it was going to happen. Finally getting toys for the movie and the property that we've been waiting for God knows how long for. So that that is really, I mean, really, I just wanted to sit here and stroke the bone of the Watchmen because I promise you, it won't disappoint you. It's going to be an awesome movie. Granted, you have to wait another 9 months, but when that 9 months, 10 months is over, you will sit there and go, "Gee, Warwolf, you were right. The Watchmen was the most awesome movie ever." Anyway, this has been my short little update and my little rant on the Watchmen. I'll be back later, probably fairly shortly, for my denizens on Captain Marvel. Till then, I'm rolling out.